The shaker city.
Yes. Well, you know, prior to Christchurch becoming the shaky city, we used to be down here. Because we have lots of earthquakes down here.
Oh, that's what my friend was.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it might seem strange to you, me saying this, but you know, we'll have 2 or 3 a week down here. We don't feel them; they're, you know, under 3, but we do get a lot of earthquakes down here. So all this area here is all natural. It's not being cultivated or anything else like that. It's all totally natural. And many years ago, Tiana Station used to graze all this farmland, all this land here, because it was farmland in those days. There was no fences, but the stock at night would sleep on the road because the tar seal being black was nice and warm. And of course along came that wonderful word called tourism. And with tourism, large numbers of people travelling the road. And of course with the stock sleeping on the road at night, accidents occurred. So the government of the day decided to cease the leasing of the ground to Tiana Station for grazing. Because of course they grazed it in the summertime when there was no chance of snow up in this area. It's quite sad really, because this is where you would see a sheep have a baby lamb, a cow have a calf, as you're cruising up the road. Stuff that you wouldn't see normally. So it was quite sad. But of course, it brought something else to the area. Another danger. And that was fires. As you can imagine, all this grassland here now not being grazed down, it's very dry in the hot summer months. And of course, if a fire got through here and into our national park, it would be very devastating. Fortunately enough, we haven't had one. Let's hope we don't. Last thing we want is a fire through our national park. Coming up on the left-hand side here, you'll see a place called the Mirror Lakes. We will call on there on the way home. There on our way back. Now this section of road here is one that really amazes me. It's so straight. Back in the days when they were building that, they had no such thing as lights, lasers, compasses or anything else like that. Some people tell me it was designed and built by a woman. Prior to World War I don't think women would want to be, World War II, sorry, I don't think women would want to be out here. Pretty rough sort of a life out in this area. So they did tremendously well to build this section of road dead straight, without all those modern amenities. Starting to see the bush starting to thicken up a bit more now. A few more ferns, etc. in the bush. up as that wonderful tasting meat called venison. Venison, of course, one of the most beautiful meats to eat. But you've got to know how to cook it. The best way to cook venison is like a medium rare steak. You still have a little bit of blood running out of it. Because if you overcook it, it becomes very, very tough and dry. You need a chainsaw in your mouth to chew it. That's how tough it becomes. So very, very important that you don't overcook it. Of course, most of the restaurants in town do have venison on their menus. Certainly a must to try out. So we're coming up to Knobs Flat, our toilet stop on the way through to Milford. Of course, Knobs Flat was the first of the working men's, single men's quarters, was where they used to stay way back in the early days on buildings in Milford Road. However, of course, since then they have put a nice toilet block in here for us to use. But it's also a very popular camping spot in the height of summer. No vacancies this weekend, so they must be full.
It's full.
A very popular holiday camp.
Okay. Just go to the toilet now.
So it looks like, by the look of that sign, there's only the one toilet here. So you might be having to take turns going. I'll just double check, but it's in on the left here anyway. So
Let's go. Let's go to the toilet now.
up on the right hand side says lots more toilets. We're only having one end open, obviously. Yep. Heaps of toilets in the city.
Yeah, thank you.